Yo, what is going on guys? My name is TheJackSilkstone and today I'm bringing you some very exciting news from the Alton Towers Resort regarding SW9, their brand new roller coaster slash ride project. That's right, it's such an exciting time to be a theme park fan here in the UK. We've got projects like SW9 coming to fruition, and of course the big one, Project Exodus down at Thorpe Park, which I'm covering extensively here on the channel. So be sure to subscribe to be updated with regular news from Project Exodus at Thorpe Park and many other theme park projects around the UK. But yeah, today, as I said, we are focusing on Alton Towers, where today we had a very exciting in-person consultation, which our good friends Towers Times managed to visit, and they've given us all of the details that were discussed at this meeting. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like this public consultation was quite as packed full of information as the Project Exodus one was back in December last year. But we have two very key pieces of information to take from this meeting. First of all, we now know that this project is being codenamed Project Horizon. Now, this is super common for a lot of rides, especially Merlin rides here in the UK, to have kind of code names whilst they're being built. We had obviously LC12 for the Swarm, WC16 for Darren Brown's Ghost Train, and of course most recently Project Exodus down at Thorpe Park. So it doesn't necessarily give much away at all. However, it's certainly cool to know that this project is being referred to as Horizon. Now, the second bit of information is regarding the building that this new ride is going to be located in. Because yeah, if you are a little bit late to this news, then we do in fact know that this new ride, Project Horizon, is going to be an indoor attraction. And up until this public consultation, that was about all we knew about this. But yeah, we do now know the size that this building is going to be. It's going to be 71 meters by 46 meters, with apparently a 40 meter by 10 meter extension on the front facing side to accommodate an entrance and a queue line. So it's going to have some kind of undercover queue line as well. Now, this is definitely the most interesting information that we got from today, because now that we know the size of the building, we can start comparing it to other rides to try and figure out what kind of ride it's going to be. And if you keep watching, we'll also tie in the project name to see how that could very well be a little hint as to what this ride could be. Now, another thing that we know for certain about this ride is the location of the park where it will be located. And that is over at the old Coaster Corner site, just next to the Alton Towers Dungeons and David Walliams World. If we take a look on Google Maps, then it's a little bit outdated. As you can see, we've still got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but it's over in this kind of direction of the park, just next to what is now the Sky Ride and a Burger Kitchen. It's over in that corner. And yeah, if I head into Photoshop, as you can see, I've drawn out the rough kind of dimensions for this building, which is of course 46 by 71 meters. And it's essentially this red square. So if we just pop this over here, then we can kind of see how this warehouse is going to fit into the area. Now, I know this doesn't really show a lot, so allow me to put this into context for you all. If we head over to the Alton Towers Plaza, as you can see, we've got the beautiful corkscrew structure there, and obviously the kind of turnstile building. Then this is the kind of size building that we are looking at. It essentially takes up the entire plaza. So just picture you've just arrived at Alton Towers for the day, you're maybe queuing up to get your bags checked at security with your ticket ready. Just think that the entire plaza is the size that this show building is going to be. Now, for those of you that might watch my channel or have found this channel through Thorpe Park videos, of course, I'm not going to leave you guys out. If we head down to Thorpe Park, then we'll once again start on the plaza where, as you can see, it takes up a big portion of the plaza. So again, think you've just had your bags checked, you're about to head through the turnstiles. The building is bigger than all of that space. And if we head into the dome, it's bigger pretty much than the main kind of Thorpe Park dome and takes about one side of Amity Beach. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a sense of scale as to how big this ride is in terms of UK theme parks. However, I know that this doesn't really mean a lot. We need to see how this ride compares to other indoor roller coasters within the UK. And to do that, we're of course sticking at Fort Park to start with, where, as you can see, one of the most iconic indoor roller coasters in the UK, my personal favourite ride ever at Fort Park, we have X, now known as The Walking Dead the ride, of course. But if I put a little point in this corner, then I can click measure distance and we can measure right down to the end. And as you can see, that reads as 61 meters long. And that is of course including the original queue line for X, which now holds Black Mirror Labyrinth. So if we did it legit, then we're talking 40 meters by, I'm presuming, about 41 meters. So it's bigger than the X building at Fort Park. Now, unfortunately, there aren't many great indoor roller coasters here in the UK. So I feel like to give a true sense of scale is to head over to the States. If we head over to Epcot, then we can head to Disney's newest roller coaster, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And let's take a look at just how big this building is. Oh my god, it's 133 meters long. Now, as you can see, it's a bit of a weird shape, so it's not exactly the fairest of measurements, but it's essentially 130 by 87. Now, of course, it has got its corners kind of cut off, so it's not actually that big, but the building itself is 130 meters long. That's insane. So yeah, let's bring our expectations back down to earth again and head back to the UK. Because just because this is an indoor ride, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a roller coaster. So we'll head back to Alton Towers and take a look at Jewel, which is of course going through a lot of changes at the moment. If we take a look at this show building, and you can see it's 51 meters by 45. So this brand new ride will technically be bigger than Jewel. So yeah, I just want you to think as if you're on Jewel. Just think how long that ride goes on for, how big the kind of scenes in there. I think Jewel's a pretty decent sized ride. So the fact that this new ride will be bigger than this is very exciting. Now, if we head down to Fort Park again, then we can take a look at one of Merlin's most recent dark rides, Darren Brown's Ghost Train, which I have to say is a bit of a waste of space in my opinion. I think they didn't really utilize space for that ride very well at all. But yeah, as you can see, it's about 77 meters long. It's again quite a weird building shape. But it's 77 by kind of 38, and as you can see, there's quite a bit cut out of it. So I'd say it's kind of a similar size to Darren Brown's Ghost Train, which, as I said, is a big old building. It's just a shame that they did kind of waste a lot of space within there for that kind of grand illusion. And now the last ride that I want to compare these measurements with is over at Legoland, and is another very recent dark ride that Merlin have installed. That's right, Flight of the Skyline was a brand new flying theatre ride installed into Legoland last year, and it was the first flying theatre to be installed into the UK. Now, unfortunately, on Google Maps, it hasn't actually been built yet. However, if we zoom in, then you can actually see the kind of outlines of the building. This is obviously where you kind of join the queue line when you walk through Lego Mythica. So we can still measure this building fairly well. So yeah, as you can see, it's 36 meters long, maybe a little bit more, and about 23-25 meters in width, which is very exciting because a big rumor for Project Horizon, Alton Towers' brand new ride, is that it will be some kind of flying theatre. And this is where I'm talking about the project name, Project Horizon. Now, the horizon is often something that you kind of link with aviation and kind of the sensation of flying, because when you fly, you obviously see the horizon a lot clearer. So, could Project Horizon, the project name, be a little hint that we could be getting another flying theatre coming to the UK? Now, as you just saw, the building size that Alton Towers are proposing to be built is a lot bigger than the Flight of Skyline one. But to be honest, that doesn't really mean a whole lot, because flying theatres do come in many shapes and sizes. There are some where there's multiple screens. Obviously, in Flight of the Skyline, there is only just one kind of main screen. However, if you go to some of the American parks like Flight of Passage and Soarin', they have like multiple theatres to help with that throughput. So the building size being different doesn't really mean anything. And interestingly, on the 5th of September, Intamin announced a brand new flying theatre concept called the Motion Tower. So yeah, this is a brand new ride concept. This is a brand new piece of industry technology. And what did John Wardley say in his Towers Times Q&A?
So is there anything new that's come along that's particularly impressed or even surprised you?
It is coming along here.
So yeah, it's all very, very interesting. Now this is all just speculation at the moment. I'm just kind of reading what everyone's saying on the fan sites and on social media, but there's definitely a big old buzz around what this brand new Alton Towers edition could be. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what your speculation is. What kind of ride do you think it will be? A roller coaster or some kind of dark ride? And if so, what kind of roller coaster and what kind of dark ride? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, otherwise be sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified when we get any more news from this Alton Towers edition, as well as regular updates on Thorpe Park's brand new tallest roller coaster in the UK project, Project Exodus. And yeah, otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. My name's Jack Silkstone. Goodbye.